Hi all, good afternoon. Today we can discuss some important programs related to these files. Okay, Uh, here this is a question. Write a C program to read name and marks of n number of students from user and store them in a file. If the file previously exists, add the information of n students. So this is the question. That means from the user, we need to read the name and the marks of n number of students. Okay. How we will write the procedure? Anybody, please tell me the procedure to write this program. Anybody, what are the steps we had to perform for reading the details, that is name, marks from the user? Then we need to store that into a file. Okay. Anybody, what are the steps? Before that, you can tell me what are the inputs we need to read. What are all the inputs that we need to read from the user? What are the inputs in this program? Tell me, what are the inputs we need to read from the user? Anybody? Okay, name, marks. Okay, these name, marks. Correct. Okay, name and mark. We need to read name and name, then mark. Okay. Not only name and mark, we need to read the name and mark of n number of students. So before reading the name and mark, we need to read how many students are there. Then only we can read the marks of first student, marks of second student, marks of third student, isn't it? So at first we need to read the number of students. Okay, here we can say number of student is n. Okay, so these are the things. These are the inputs. Okay, n representing the name, number of students. Then we need to read the name and mark. Okay, so these are the inputs. What are all the output? Output means we need to perform a write operation in the file. Okay, so write operation is an output operation. Okay, so we need to read these details, then we need to open a file, so open the file in a write mode and store these details. Okay, so before that, okay, before writing that, we need to identify what are all the data types that we need to use in this program. Okay, here three variables are there. One is n, that is the number of students. Next one is name. Okay, next one is mark. Okay, what are all the data type I need to specify? For n, which data type I will use? For name, which data type I will use? And for mark, which data type? Okay, int for what? Int for int character. Then last one for mark. You consider it is also an integer type. Okay, so first for number, total number we can use int. For name, how we will specify the name? Simply if you specify char means it can hold only one value. Okay, but name is a string, isn't it? Name is a string. Then how we will specify? How we will specify? Okay, array, correct, array. Okay, correct answer. Good. So name is array size. So we need to specify that is array. Okay. Say size that depends upon you. You write 50. All right. Okay. So name is the character type array we have declared. Then mark. Okay. So these are the declared declarations. Okay. So these are all the inputs. Okay. Then after that we need to open the file, isn't it? Before opening that file, first we need to declare a file pointer, isn't it? Before opening the file, without a file pointer, we cannot open the file. So how we will open a file? That means first we need to declare the file pointer. Okay, so how we will declare the file pointer? Tell me, how we will declare the file pointer? Okay, correct. File star file pointer. That whatever the pointer name that you can use. Correct. Then that is file. File. Yes. എന്താണ് ഫാത്തിമ ജുമീന? എന്താണ്? ഫാത്തിമ ജുമീന അല്ലേ ഹാൻഡ് റൈസ് ചെയ്തത്? ഇല്ല. ഓക്കെ, we can continue. So file, then we need to declare the file pointer. So suppose whatever the variable you can use. Okay, same. So you declare you declare the file pointer. Then that file pointer you can open the file. For opening a file, which function we will use for opening a file? Tell me the name of the function that is used to open a file. Okay, fopen. Fopen is the so in that fopen we need to specify the file name and what file name and mode. Okay, mode means we can here we need to write the content. Okay, so then we need to open that file in write mode. Okay, write mode. So these are the initial portions. Then we can open the file and we can write the file. Okay, so we can see how we will perform this operation. This is the input. Then output, what will be the output? Output means what are all the things we need to write? The same thing. Okay, output we need to write n, sorry, n we no need to write. We need to write name. Okay, and these are all the things we need to write for n students. Okay, so we can see how we will write the program. Okay, so this is a question. You got the clear idea of the question and what are all the procedure that we are going to do. That is also, I think you got the idea. Okay, so we can write the program. First, for every C program, if you are using input-output operations and all, some basic functions are also declared in this stdio.h. Okay, so every C program, you first include this hash include stdio.h. Stdio.h means we will call it a standard input-output operations. Okay, so all the function associated with that will be stored in this file. Okay, it is actually a header file. Okay, that is why we will write here .h. .h specify it is a header file. Okay, first what we had to write? int main. Okay, int main. Okay, then inside that, as we have discussed that, three inputs are the n, then name is a character type array, then mark. Okay, so I have declared character type name, marks, that is an integer type, num. Okay, num means total number of students. So we need to read n number of students. Okay, so for reading n number of students, we can use a for loop or while loop. We can use a loop for reading the information n number of students. Okay, so if you are using loop, then for loop you need to specify the count. That means from 0, 1, 2, 3 up to maximum n number of students we need to read. So for that we need to specify a count. So here I am using I for specifying the count. Okay, here I am using I for specifying the count. Okay, so mark is an integer type of value. I is also an integer type of value, and num means total number of students. That is also an integer type of value. Okay. Then first I need to read the informations. Okay. So first I need to read the number of students present in that class. That means total number of students. Okay. So for that, first I can write about printf. Okay. Printf. What is printf? Printf is a function used to display something output. Okay, display something to output. So output means display something to command prompt or monitor, whatever it is. You can tell that. So printf enter number of students. Then you will enter the number of students. Okay. So if you enter the number of students in the keyboard, then you need to read that number. Okay, you need to read that number, and that number you need to store it into a put that variable now. Okay, so for reading that number, what we can use this scanf statement. Okay, we can use this scanf statement. Scanf percentage d. What is this percentage d? Percentage d is a format specifier. Okay, percentage d is a format specifier. Okay, format specifier. Percentage d represent which format specifier? Anybody? Percentage d represent which type of format specifier? Whether it is float or integer or character or string. Okay, integer. Correct. Integer. So it specify the integer type format. Correct. Okay. It specify the integer type. Okay, percentage d, comma. Here we need to specify the address. Okay, so here we need to specify the address. So for specifying the address, we will use one operator. That operator is ampersand. Okay, ampersand is the operator which is used to specify the address of a variable or address of a memory location. Okay, so ampersand now. What is the meaning of this statement? We will read an integer type of value and store it to the variable now. Okay, so we go to the total number of students. Okay, after that we need to open the file. Okay, before opening that, as we discussed that, we need to create a file pointer. Then only we can open the file. Okay, so as you said that by using this file keyword, file, then star fptr, you can create the file pointer. Here fptr is the file pointer which is used to point that particular file. Okay. Then for opening that file, as we discussed that we will use the function fopen. So fptr is equal to fopen. Okay, inside that we need to specify that We need to specify that. Our question is, we need to create a file and store them. If the file is previously exist, add the information of n students at the end. The question that will be the meaning of that question. Okay, so that means we need to use the mode as append mode. Okay, append mode. So we need to open that file in append mode. Okay, hey. So append mode. Append mode means we are writing and opening the file, and we are writing that at the end of the file. Okay, end of the file. Suppose they asked you to say that you write the information by erasing all the previous content. Then you can use here W. Okay, then you can use here W. Okay, actually append mode is a read operation, sorry, write operation, but we will write the content at the end of the file. Okay, and the end of the content that is present in the file. Okay, so we have opened the file. The file name is student.txt. Student.txt. Actually, this file is located in C. Okay, C folder. Now we have opened the file. Then we need to check that whether the file operation or file opening operation is successful or not. Okay. For that, you can use this fptr is equal to null or not. If fptr is equal to null means it is not possible to open that file. That means we can print there is an error occurred while opening the file. Okay, you can print like that. So by using printf statement, you can printf error. Then you can exit at a time. If you can't open the file, then how can we write the file? Write the information. We can simply exit. Okay. Then suppose if you can open that file, then what we need to do? We need to first read the whole information. Okay, first we need the student name. Okay, that student name. For reading the student name, so here we need to read n students. Okay, n students information. N means num students. Okay, here the value is stored in the variable num. Okay, so we need to read n students. So we are using a for loop here. Okay, I is equal to 0, I less than plus plus I. Okay, you know what is the difference between plus plus I and I plus plus? Both are increment operator. Okay, so plus plus I, then opening brace. Inside that, first we need to read the name of the student. Okay, here the name of the student, as discussed that what was the name of the student? It is a type of character. Okay, but the name is a string. Okay, group of characters, we can say like name is actually a string. Okay, so for reading a string value, we can use the format specifier is %s. Okay, %s. So this is what I have written here. Scanf %s comma name. That means the name of the first student will be stored in the variable name. Then after that, it will ask you to enter the marks. Okay, it will ask you to enter the marks. So mark is actually we have declared it as integer type. Okay, so we need to read that integer type. So for that we can use %d. Okay, %d ampersand marks. Okay, ampersand marks semicolon. So we have read the name and marks of the first student. Then we need to write it to the file. Okay, for writing something to a file, there are loads of functions are there. We have studied loads of functions. Okay, here we need to write the contents are different. That means name is a string type and marks is a integer type. So for writing that different data type value, if you want to write different types of value into a file, then one function is there that we have studied that the function name was fprintf. Okay, fprintf. So by using fprintf, you can write integer type, floating point, character, different types of value you can write by using fprintf. Here we need to write the string type and integer type. So I have used here fprintf. Okay, fprintf. What are all the arguments we need to provide for fprintf? First, we need to provide the file pointer. So it is fptr. Then you need to specify the content that you want to write. Here I am writing name is equal to %s. %s means it will write the content that is present in the variable name. Okay, so it will write the content that is name colon the value of this variable. Okay, then here it is a new line character. That means in the next line in the file, it will write marks is equal to the corresponding mark. Okay, %d means it will print, it will write, okay, it will write marks, integer type of marks. So this is how we will write the content into the file. Okay, likewise, it will write n informations. It will write n information. Then after writing the whole content, you can, after performing all the operation, you can close the file. Okay, so by using fclose, fptr semicolon, you can close the file. You closed it. Okay, so this is how we will read the content and store the content into the file. Okay, so the values that we have read is different values. Okay, so we have used fprintf. Suppose if you read the same type of value, or suppose if you want to write a single character, then you can use associated function. Okay, different functions we have studied that. Okay, so any function you can use. Here, why we have used the printf, fprintf? Because we need to write the name and marks. Here, name is string and mark is integer. So by using single printf, we can write both the content. That is why I have used the fprintf. Okay, so this is the program. Then next program we can see. C program to count the characters, words, and lines in a text file. So in yesterday's exam, you have already written the exam. It is related to this question. Okay, so you tell me the logic. How we will count the characters, words, and lines in a text file. Tell me the logic. How we will count. You already written the exams, lab exams. Tell me how we will count. What are all the things, what are all the steps we need to perform? What are all the steps we need to perform? Farhana, tell me, what are the steps? What are the steps? Because we had to write the program to count the characters, words, and lines. So what are the procedures to write this program? Farhana PC.
ഫസ്റ്റ് ഒരു ക്യാരക്ടർ ടൈപ്പ് ആയിട്ട് ഒരു അറേ ഡിക്ലെയർ ചെയ്യണം.
ഓക്കെ, എന്നിട്ട് എന്തിനാണ് ക്യാരക്ടർ ടൈപ്പ് ആയിട്ട് അറേയൊക്കെ ഡിക്ലെയർ ചെയ്യുന്നതെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു തരണേ. ആദ്യം ഞാൻ ഡിക്ലെയർ ചെയ്തു. ഓക്കെ, എന്നിട്ട്
ഒരു ഫോർ ലൂപ്പ് യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ആൽഫബറ്റ്സ് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യണം.
അതെങ്ങനെ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യും എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ. ക്യാരക്ടേഴ്സ്, കൗണ്ട് ദ ക്യാരക്ടേഴ്സ്, വേർഡ്സ് ആൻഡ് ലൈൻസ്, ഇതാണ് കൗണ്ട് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. അതെങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യും എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ. ആ ലോജിക്ക് പറഞ്ഞത്.
അത് ഒരു ഫോർ ലൂപ്പ് യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് i is equal to 0, അപ്പം അത് നൾ ക്യാരക്ടർ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പ്ലസ് ചെയ്യുക.
അപ്പൊ അത് നൾ ക്യാരക്ടർ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എന്താ നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുന്നത്? ക്യാരക്ടർ ആണോ, വേർഡ് ആണോ, ലൈൻ ആണോ?
നൾ ക്യാരക്ടർ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ക്യാരക്ടർ.
ക്യാരക്ടർ. ശരിയാണോ? പറയൂ, ആൻസർ കംപ്ലീറ്റ് പറയൂ, നമുക്ക് നോക്കാം എവിടെയൊക്കെയാ തെറ്റിയത് അല്ലേ. പറഞ്ഞോളൂ.
എന്നിട്ട് ക്യാരക്ടേഴ്സ് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യുക. സ്മോൾ ലെറ്റർ എ ടു ബിയും ക്യാപിറ്റൽ ലെറ്റർ എ ടു ബിയും.
എന്നിട്ട് അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് എന്താ കിട്ടുക?
അന്നേരം ക്യാരക്ടേഴ്സിന്റെ കൗണ്ട് കിട്ടും. കൗണ്ട് പ്ലസ് ചെയ്താല്
ക്യാരക്ടേഴ്സിന്റെ കൗണ്ട് കിട്ടി. ഓക്കെ. എന്നിട്ട് ക്യാരക്ടേഴ്സ് മാത്രമല്ലല്ലോ ഇവിടെ, വേർഡും ലൈനും ഇല്ലേ?
ആണെങ്കിൽ സ്പേസ് നോക്കിയിട്ട് വേർഡ്സ് കാൽക്കുലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാം.
കറക്റ്റ്. നല്ല ലോജിക്ക്. ഇനിയും വരട്ടെ. അടുത്ത ലൈനോ? കറക്റ്റ് ആണ് കേട്ടോ. ആൻസർ പറഞ്ഞ വേർഡ്സ് ഫൈൻഡ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത് കറക്റ്റ് ആണ്. ഗുഡ്. അടുത്തത്
ലൈൻസ് എന്ന് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുമ്പം അത് സെമികോളൻ വരുന്നതാ.
ഒരു ലൈനിന് ഞാൻ അവിടെ ഒരു സ്പെഷ്യൽ ക്യാരക്ടർ ഒക്കെ പഠിപ്പിച്ച് തന്നിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. സെമി കോളൻ നമ്മുടെ പ്രോഗ്രാമിൽ വരുന്നതല്ലേ?
ലൈൻ എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോ ഫൈനലായിട്ട് നൾ ക്യാരക്ടർ വരാത്തായിരിക്കും ലൈൻ.
നൾ ക്യാരക്ടർ നേരത്തെ നീ പറഞ്ഞത് വേർഡ്സിന്റെ ഒക്കെ എൻഡിലാണ് നൾ ക്യാരക്ടർ വരുന്നത്. നമ്മൾ ക്യാരക്ടർ ടൈപ്പ് അറിയല്ല കേസിലൊക്കെ ആണെങ്കിൽ. ലൈൻ അങ്ങനെയാണോ?
അത് മനസ്സിലായിട്ടില്ല.
നമ്മളൊരു ന്യൂ ലൈൻ ഒക്കെ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിട്ട് ഏതോ ഒരു എസ്കേപ്പ് സീക്വൻസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഒരെണ്ണം യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നല്ലേ? അറിയായിരിക്കും, ഫർഹാനൊക്കെ അറിയായിരിക്കും, മറന്നുപോയതായിരിക്കും. ന്യൂ ലൈൻ ഒക്കെ ക്രിയേറ്റ് എന്നാണോ അല്ലേ പറയുന്നതാണോ? എന്നും അതിന്റെ കൂടെ ഒന്നും കൂടെ ഉണ്ട്. മറന്നു പോകരുത് കേട്ടാ. കറക്റ്റാ. ഓക്കെ, ശരി. അപ്പൊ അതാണ് ലോജിക്ക്. അപ്പൊ നമുക്ക് ക്യാരക്ടേഴ്സ്, വേർഡ്സ്, ലൈൻസ്. Okay, so these things we need to find. Okay, we can write the program. So this is the program. Okay, ഒരു സൈഡിലായിപ്പോ അല്ലേ? കാണുന്നുണ്ടോ നിങ്ങള്? കാണുന്നില്ല? ഇതിന്റെ കുറച്ച് ഇവിടെയുണ്ട്, ഇത് മാറ്റാൻ കഴിയുമോ നോക്കട്ടെ. മൂവ് ചെയ്യാൻ കഴിയുന്നില്ല അല്ലേ? ഓക്കെ, നമുക്കിത് റീഡ് ചെയ്യാം. ഓക്കെ, so first hash include stdio.h. Okay, then for this is a first എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം? We need to open the file and we need to read the content from that file. Then we need to check whether it is character. Then we need to find the total number of characters. Then we need to find total number of words, and also we need to find the total number of lines. Okay, these are the things we need to check. Okay, so for that, as Farhana said, that first we have created a character type array, char path. So here why I have used the path means, actually if you are using path if you are reading the path in from the input, then you can use character type array. Then if you are not using, then no need to write this path. In this program we are not using that, so don't bother about this line. Okay, don't bother about that. Then first I have created a character. Okay, so then first we need to open the file. Okay, so from that file we need to open that in read mode, isn't it? We need to open the file in a read mode because we need to read the content. Then only we can check whether it is character, then how many words are there, then how many lines are there. So we need to open that file in read mode. Okay, so file fopen is equal to, this is the file name abc.txt. Then it is in read mode. Okay, read mode. Then this is the as normal operation that we are performing, that whether the file opening is successful or not. Okay, that means if file is equal to null, then we can say that we are unable to open the file. We can leave. Then we can just exit, either by using exit 0 or exit 1, whatever one you can use. Okay, then next here is our logic. Okay, this is the logic. We need to count the characters, words, and lines. Okay, so these are all integer values. So I have declared everything here, characters, words, and lines. So initially I will set all these values to 0. Okay, so that is why I have written here character is equal to word is equal to line is equal to 0. Initially I have written all these values to 0. Okay, then here you can see one keyword EOF. Actually, EOF is similar to our FEOF. So what is the use of that FEOF? FEOF is used to find the end of the file. Okay, same operation by using this keyword you can perform. Okay, you just remember that. Okay, so by using a while loop, okay, here we are using while loop. Farhana said we can use for loop. Either you can use, okay, while loop or for loop, whatever it is you can use. Okay, here I am using while loop. Okay, then we had to read character by character. Okay, so we need to read character by character until the end of the file. We need to read all the character. Okay, so for reading character, we can use fgetC. Okay, for reading character, we can use fgetC. So fgetC, inside that we will write the file pointer. So it will read first it will read the first character, then second character. Likewise, it will read complete character. So while reading each character, we can increment the count of characters. Initially, it was 0. Then while reading each character, you can increment the count of characters. Okay, so first we will increment the count of character. Then while reading the character, we need to check whether it has a new line character or end of the string. Okay, if new line character or end of the string occur, then we can say that that up to that it is a word. Okay, sorry, up to that it is a line. Okay, up to that it is a line. Okay, so because here new line character is there. Okay, new line character and a null character. Okay, both will represent the end of the line. Okay, end of the string that we have studied that for a end of the string we can use this one, and end of line we can use this one. Both is used to find the end of the line. So in that case, you can increment the line. Okay, you can increment the line. Okay, then you need to check whether it has a space or tab or no line or character. In that case, also you can specify these are all words also. Okay, not only space, you have to write because these also you can check tab line also. Okay, tab line has a slash t, it represent the backslash t represent the tab line. Okay, new line character and a null character. So all these symbols are used to identify the words. Okay, if it is occur any of these symbols occur, then we can increment the word count. You can increment the word count. Okay, so that you will repeat, that you process you will repeat until the end of the file reach. Okay, if the end of the file reached, then what you can say that if the character is greater than 0, then if it is end of the file means that that end is also specifying a line. Okay, so you can increment the line and words also. Okay, you can increment the line and words. Finally, you can print all these values. Finally, you can print all these values. Print of total character is equal to percentage d characters. Print of total word is equal to percentage d words. Print of total line is equal to percentage d lines. Okay, you will print. Okay, so this is simple program to count the characters, words, and lines. You just remember the logic. This is the logic. Okay, just remember this logic. Okay, how we will find a character. So whenever we are reading a character, then you can increment the character count. So for checking the new line, you can use these symbols. Okay, for checking the words, you can use these symbols. Okay, so for checking the words, you can use these symbols. After finding the number of character, new line, and words, you can simply use printf to print all the details. Okay, then after completing your entire file operations, what you can do? You just close your file. Okay, just close your file. Okay, so that is the program. Then another simple program, write a program to copy the content of a file to another file. Okay, write a C program to copy the content of a file to another file. How we will copy? First, we need to open the file in read mode. Okay, here we need to open two files because we need to read the content of one file and copy that file, and we need to paste that into another file. That means we need to write the content that is present in the file 1 to file 2. Okay, so here we need to create two files. Sorry, two file pointer. Okay, two file pointer. Okay, one we need to open in read mode. Another one we need to open in write mode, because from the first file we need to read the content. Okay, then after that, from that first content, you need to copy the contents in the first file into second file. Okay, so how we will perform? First file, then star F1. This is for file pointer 1 for opening the first file, and this is file pointer 2 for opening the second file. Okay, so we here just assume that we are reading as a character values. Okay, so just create a character type variable. Then F1 is equal to F open test.txt in read mode. That means we are opening the first file in read mode. Okay, then F2 F open copy.txt write mode. That means we are opening the second file in write mode. Okay, now we need to read the content from the first file and copy that into second file. That is the thing we need to perform. Okay, so for that here I am using a while loop. Okay, while loop f1 is equal to 0. What I am doing, I am just reading the content from first file. For that, what I had to use fgetC. Okay, by using fgetC, you can read the content. Okay, character type, character. Okay, you can read the character from the first file. So fgetC f1, ch is equal to fgetC f1. Then ch will read the first character. Then by using fputC, what it will do? It will put that content into second file. So ch comma f2. Okay, ch comma f2. If you repeat the process till the end, then all the content that is present in the first file will be copied into second file. Okay, so that is enough. Okay, then after completing the entire function, you can print the file successfully copied. Then you can close the first and second file. Okay, you can close the first and second file. Okay, so this is the program. Okay, this is the program. അപ്പോൾ ഇത്രയായി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മുടെ 5th യൂണിറ്റും ഫിനിഷായി. ഓക്കെ, ഇനി നമുക്ക് എവിടെയെങ്കിലും ട്യൂട്ടോറിയലിന് അവേഴ്സ് കിട്ടുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ പ്രോഗ്രാംസ് ഒക്കെ ചെയ്യാൻ കുറച്ചും കൂടെ പറഞ്ഞു തരാം. ഓക്കെ, ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് എന്താണെന്നൊക്കെയുള്ളത് അവേഴ്സ് കിട്ടുന്ന സമയത്ത് പറഞ്ഞുതരാം. നമ്മുടെ പോർഷൻസ് ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ആയി. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ ഇതിൽ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഡൗട്ട് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ചോദിക്കാം. അല്ല എങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് അറ്റൻഡൻസ് പറയാം. റെയ്ഹാൻ, അമൽ, ഋതുൽ, സരിക ജയരാജ്, ആർദ്ര, അഭിരാഗ്, ഖദീജ, ആദിത്യ, നന്ദന രാജ്, സയന, ഫർഹാന, അനുശ്രീ, അന്വയ, അഭിജിത്ത്, ഹസ്ന അബ്ദുൾ റഹ്മാൻ, റിഖിൽ, അഭിൻ വി കെ, ആര്യ, ഷസ്, വിനയ, മുഹമ്മദ് സെയിൻ, അഫ്ര ഫാത്തിമ, ജയദീപ്, അക്ഷയ, ചന്ദന, അങ്കിത, ദിയ ടി എം, സിക്ത, ഫാത്തിമ ജുമീന, ഫിദ, അമയ, സൂര്യനന്ദ, സ്നേഹ, അനുശ്രീ, അഭിജിത്ത്, ദിയ, ഫാത്തിമ റിൻസി, അനന്യ, അമാന, നശ്രീ, അദ്വൈത്. അപ്പോൾ ഇത്രയും പേരാണുള്ളത് അല്ലേ? ഓക്കെ. ഇനി നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഡൗട്ടായിട്ട് ഇത് പഠിക്കുമ്പോഴൊക്കെ വരികയാണെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ചോദിക്കാം, വാട്സപ്പിൽ ചോദിച്ചാൽ മതി, ഞാൻ ഉത്തരം പറഞ്ഞു തരും കേട്ടോ. ഇനി വാട്സപ്പ് കിട്ടുന്നില്ല വിളിച്ചാലും മതി. എന്തെങ്കിലും പഠിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് എവിടെയെങ്കിലും ഡൗട്ട്സ് വരികയാണോ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വേറെ ഏതെങ്കിലും ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ വന്നിട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റാത്ത അവസ്ഥയോ എന്തെങ്കിലും നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഡൗട്ട്സ് വരികയാണെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾ ചോദിച്ചാൽ മതി. ഓക്കെ, ഞാൻ ഇതിൻ്റെയൊക്കെ PPTsകൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് അപ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്ത് വെക്കാം. PPT ഒക്കെ നന്നായിട്ട് നോക്കുക, ഓരോ പ്രോഗ്രാംസ് ഒക്കെ നന്നായിട്ട് നോക്കിയിട്ട് പഠിക്കാം. ഓക്കെ, അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് അടുത്ത ക്ലാസ് കാണാം. താങ്ക് യു.